Throughout the late 1900s, a handful of murders all throughout the US were happening. So today we're going to take a deep dive and figure out what actually happened, and did they even get caught?
In 1960, a mother woke up at midnight to her phone ringing. She hesitantly walked down the stairs and answered it, but there was only silence on the other end.
Whoa, wait, hold on. Back up. Am I tweaking, or did y'all see that too? Hold on.
There was
Who is this? Why are they just standing there?
only silence on the other end. And then after a few seconds, she heard a click in the dial tone. She was creeped out, but figured it was probably nothing and decided to go back to bed. But just an hour later, she woke once again to the sound of someone in her house.
Probably the nigga downstairs.
Downstairs, but unfortunately, that seemed to be where the noises were coming from. Figuring that she had no other options, she turned the lights on and started to creep down the stairs, hoping to get to the phone and call the police. But before she could make it to the first floor, the light suddenly went out and the noise seemed to stop. She bolted straight to the phone and picked up the receiver, just to realize that the phone line had been cut. And then a couple of seconds later, she noticed a silhouette of a short man standing in her living room. Before she could react, he ran at her, immediately threatening her and demanding money. He appeared to be wearing a leathery mask, an old musty overcoat, and nail-studded bracelets, which made the woman believe that his intentions were much worse than a simple robbery. She tried her absolute best to push and shove him away, but this only made the intruder fight back harder. But in the midst of the struggle, they heard another set of footsteps coming down the stairs and briefly paused. Once the intruder realized it was the mother's 14-year-old daughter, he threw the mother to the side and chased the daughter back up the stairs. The mother, realizing that now was her only chance to escape, sprinted out the front door into her neighbor's house for help.
Hold on. We're gonna stop it there real quick, because I want y'all opinion on this. If you had those two options, are you getting up and going straight out that door, or are you going to save your daughter? What are you doing? I ain't gonna lie. Fuck them kids.
When they returned, they found the daughter had been assaulted but was fortunately still alive. However, the intruder appeared to be long gone. Once the police arrived, they told the mother that she had been attacked by what the locals called the Beast of Jersey. He continued his attacks all the way up until 1970, when two patrolling officers caught a man running a red light. After a brief car chase, the officers found his full mask and costume and became highly suspicious. They searched his house and found plans for future victims, a shrine dedicated to the devil, and a small library based on dark magic. Edward Paynell was ultimately sentenced to 30 years but got out after 20.
He looked like he would do some shit like that. He got the little mustache. Like, well, first of all, why is your mustache even this fucking high up and your lips down here? That's not okay. That's not right.
For good behavior.
Got out. First of all, hold on. There's so much that needs to be filled. First of all, he did this shit up to 1970. This happened in 1960, and they let this nigga out after 20 years for good behavior. Imagine them letting Jeffrey Dahmer out after 20 years for good behavior. How would you feel? I feel like a victim, specifically because I'm black. All the old heads will always talk about your generation is so bad. All these attacks are in the fucking 1960s and 1900s. Y'all talking about our generation? Let's watch.
A teenage girl was out camping with 3 of her friends when she woke to the sound of footsteps at about 4 in the morning. Due to the isolation of their campsite, she immediately knew something was wrong. She tried to shake her friends awake, who groggily sat up, questioning what was going on. Before she could answer, something hard swung through the side of the tent, striking one of the teenagers with potentially lethal force. They desperately tried to scramble out of the entrance, but the attacker kept swinging, forcing them to stay put. The attacker then pulled out a knife and once again started slashing at the tent. After a few swipes, there was enough of an opening for the teenagers to fight back. They tried their absolute hardest, but being caught off guard and tangled in the remnants of a 4-person tent didn't give them much of a fair fight. But one of the boys, Niels Gustafsson, caught a glimpse of the attacker. He was a man dressed in black with what appeared to be bright red eyes. Before he could get a closer look, the attacker struck him in the head and knocked him out. Gustafsson was found unconscious the next morning with severe facial fractures and defensive wounds. His 3 friends didn't survive. Due to the brutal and traumatic manner of the attack, he had suffered amnesia. The details told through this story were mainly recalled through either evidence analysis or hypnotherapy, which has a shaky reputation at best. And decades later, the police realized that his story was highly suspicious. He was the only survivor and didn't have nearly as many knife wounds as his friends did.
I mean, you can definitely tell he got smacked upside his fucking head.
Additionally, his shoes were found partially hidden about 500 meters away with his friend's blood all over them. This led to a trial, which ultimately found him not guilty.
They put a trial against one of the victims? I would be fucking damned. I would be fucking damned.
But if Niels didn't do it, then who did? Well, one person noticed that in this photo of one of the teenagers' funerals, there appears to be a man who nearly perfectly matches the police sketch. Despite this, nobody could confidently identify him. One of the more interesting suspects was Hans Assmann, who reportedly visited a hospital the next morning with blood all over his clothes. Additionally, he was connected to another unsolved murder. However, he would later be proven to have lied about several major details of his life and had an alibi. Despite having several intriguing suspects, the police never conclusively found the killer.
There's so much shit to this story that's just crazy. First of all, you going camping, that's a fucking huge red flag. Why? Second of all, you had somebody who looked exactly like the suspect at the funeral of the fucking murder. Do you know how coincidental that has to be? And he's not related to any of them. Holy guacamole. Look, I ain't no Sherlock Holmes, but I would definitely look more into that. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. If you do want to see another video like this, look, I got you. Hold on, it's right here. See what I said?